Happy, wonderful Friday to everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is Bridging the Gap today. Today is Friday, the last working day for a lot of us. In the week is the weekend, and the weekend is still ongoing for a lot of us. So we're heading straight into the news because it's news hour. And in the news, from next Friday, undocumented immigrants can begin registering to work legally in Trinidad and Tobago. Adult applicants must pay $700, and those who do not register will face immediate deportation. The cabinet-approved initiative was announced by Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander, who said registration will involve online sign-up, an in-person interview, and insurance of migration registration framework card valid until December 31st, 2026. In-person registration begins after Carnival February 16th to 17th at several government facilities nationwide. Alexander said the program will help law enforcement and allow migrants to work legally. Unlike the 2019 exercise, it is open to all nationalities and will collect more detailed verifiable information. The $700 fee covers processing and card production, with the project expected to cost $1 million, down from $5 million in 2019. Applicants will be asked to provide identification and personal employment and travel records. While some missing documents may be verified, a national ID is mandatory. In further news, Christopher Boudram, the lone survivor of the 2022 Paria diving tragedy, has welcomed the ex gratia payment made by the government, thanking the nation for supporting him and the other divers' families. Boudram said the payment was timely, noting he has been unable to work since the incident. While acknowledging security concerns about publicizing the payment, he said he understood the need for transparency. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar said the payments were long overdue, criticizing the previous administration for failing to assist the survivor and bereaved families. Boudram and the families of Rishi Nagasar and Faisal Kurban have received payments, with others to follow. The tragedy occurred on February 25, 2022, when the 5 LMCS divers were pulled into the underwater pipeline at the Point of Pierre. Only Boudram survived. A commission of inquiry later recommended corporate manslaughter charges against Paria Fuel Trading Company. Energy Minister Dr. Rudal Munilal said payments to the remaining families will be made once outstanding legal and insurance matters are resolved, adding that the government remains committed to continued support. In more news, the sister of a 2025 murder victim was herself gunned down on January 2022 in Lazari Village in Rio Claro. Police identified the victim as a 37-year-old Kellyanne Lemesi, who was shot while sitting in a car in a yard along the Naparima Miaro Road. When officers arrived, the vehicle was still idling and riddled with bullet holes. A car believed to have been used by the gunmen was later found abandoned on San Pedro Road, Pool Village. Lemesi's sister Cassie and Candice Lemesi, 41, was shot dead in her van on June 17, 2025, near her home in Church Road, Miaro. A contractor and mother of two, her killing led to the arrest of 35-year-old Samuel Paul of Miaro, who was charged with the murder. The case is still before the courts. In May 2025, police said Kellyanne Lemesi and another female relative were charged with grievous bodily harm after allegedly attacking a male relative and causing burn injuries. That matter is still also pending. Police have not confirmed whether the incidents are connected, and the motive remains unclear. Officers from the Eastern Division and Homicide Bureau of Investigations Region 3 are continuing inquiries. In more stories, the Privy Council has upheld an appeal by WASA overturning a Court of Appeal ruling that awarded Uniform Building Contractors Limited $13.9 million over a terminated pipeline contract. The Apex Court resorted the High Court's dismissal of UBC's claim, finding that the disputed works were already covered by the lump sum contract and did not qualify as variations. The board ruled that the UBC failed to follow mandatory contractual procedures for claiming additional payment, including strict notice deadlines, rejected arguments based on waiver fairness. It held that termination of the contract could not revive time-barred claims. As a result, UBC's claim was dismissed in full. And regionally, former Virgin Islands Sports Commissioner Calvert White has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for his role in federal bribery and kickback scheme linked to a $1.6 million government contract. White was also ordered to forfeit $5,000 and will serve 3 years of supervised release after prison. Businessman Benjamin Hendricks, who acted as the intermediary, received 5 years and 8 months in prison, a $5,000 fine, and supervised release. Prosecutors said White accepted bribes to steer a federally funded sports, parks, and recreation contracts, sharing confidential bid information and influencing the process. Both men were convicted of bribery and honest services wire fraud. And that's all for your news today. Let's go for a break, and when we come back, we are bridging the gap.
You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
I'm Smith. Have you ever wondered what a man is thinking? Have you ever wondered why a man does what he does? Well, join us on our new show called A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV on Mondays 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., where we discuss just that. The points, the clues to get into a man's mind, right here on Real TV, bringing reality to you.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
All right, so we are back to bridging the gap. And before we go into the topic, today's Friday, yo. Today's a relaxed day. We're going into the weekend. A lot of us who are in the carnival season, like myself and my producer, it is a lot for us because when we are finished here, we have more work to do. Sometimes we reach 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. My producer sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning. He is on his way home. It is a lot for us, and this weekend is a jam-filled, packed weekend for me. I have the privilege to be a part of the Queen's competition as a backup vocalist. First-time experience in being in part of the Queen's competition. So a lot of rehearsals over the week for this week, reaching home 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and still have to prepare a show for you guys on Real TV. So, you know, it's not only here we have things to do. We out here, we doing things. We on the ground, right? And you know, this the season, as we just say, the season to be merry, but the season for the carnival, the mass, and the bacchanal. So, a little icebreaker. And over the week, I always tell people gratitude and being grateful is a must. And on my way to work, and I remembered, on my way to work, a lady, while awaiting a transportation to come to work, a lady, you know them piper clocks on them, you know the little flip-flop piers, make you trip. Even you're skidding when rain falling on the pavement. And a lady end up tripping and fell face forward. When I tell people Trinidad out there have such a characters, you know. And gratefulness is good. It's good to be grateful out here. Because not much people are willing to lend assistance to anybody. It's a real selfish people out here. It's a people who think about self. And Madame La, I have to call her Madame La, this character fell face forward. And civilians like myself and whoever ran to her assistance. I picked up her shoes because her high heel shoes was in her hand. And the lady cursed everybody who tried to assist. Don't touch her. She said, don't touch me. I said, nah. People going mad in here. You really have more mad people outside than inside. Don't touch me. I said, but everybody said, but mom, we trying to help you because you fall face. People was checking to see if she damaged her face. And I turned around and I said, wait, boy, people could be real ungrateful out here. Because it have so many people I see fall and nobody came to their aid. So that is just a little icebreaker, something that we need to do. It is good to give assistance, but sometimes there are people who don't want the help. But still, we must always be thankful and grateful for those that come to our aid when we are in need, especially with a good heart. And I hope that lady After when I tell her ungratefulness, worse than witchcraft. I hope that sink in when she went to work that morning. I really hope so. Because it pays to be kind. It pays to be nice to people. We must always think about kindness. So that's one thing I wanted to bring up with you all today. The other thing that I wanted to touch on with the news before we go into the topic, where the minister said $700 for those that are not registered, undocumented. I have some mixed feelings about this. My personal mixed feeling is those that who are undocumented that going to register will be sent home with immediate effect, $700 or not. I just believe there's a hoax. My personal opinion. Because they do it a lot in the United States. They do it a lot in the United States of America. So I strongly believe, my personal opinion, not our opinion, this is not the opinion of the radio station, of the TV station, this is not the opinion of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, this is my personal opinion. I strongly believe undocumented persons that are going to register, $700 or not, will get sent home. My personal opinion. And then the next thing too that still bothers me a lot. Those barrier divers, when I saw their picture this morning while preparing for the news, I was still heartbroken to know that these men went there with the mindset of coming back home to their families. Going back home to their families, coming back up to the breath of air. And when we were hearing little recordings of them in that pipeline, it still resonates within me. And that happened about, what, 4 years ago? This year we make it 4 years. And it still resonates within me. Because to know that you went to work and never came back home is such a sad state of affairs. And I thought that they were going to get more compensation. $1 million in 2026 is not really $1 million. To me, $1 million is $100,000 right now in 2026. Because when you finish payoff, knowing that you were not working and you heard Mr. Boudram was not working since the incident, I am sure that he was surviving off of savings. I am sure probably borrowed. And you know, with things like these, in the hard times that we live in, a lot of us have to borrow money, go to credit union, try here, borrow money from family members. And then now, when you get your money, you have to pay Uncle Sam. So I just hope that, you know, the money is used wisely. I'm sure that the money is going to be used wisely. I see that he has a beautiful family, children of 5, a beautiful family, you know. God bless their heart. Thank God that he's alive today. And still condolences to the family, the other 4 that passed away. And, you know, the families are still mourning their death. That's something that, you know, it still touched my heart. And when I saw that picture, I was like, wait, boy, I remember this day where everybody was watching on the news whole day, whole night. And we just there, hoping and praying that we got survivors coming out of that pipeline. So, you know, that's how things go. You know, we cannot question God for his works, but, you know, the only thing we can ask God is for spiritual guidance and comfort in everything and anything that we do. So we're going into our show today. And our show is a festive show, but at the same time, at a bacchanal them a little bit. You know, sometimes it's festive, but you have to, in we Trini terms, you have to bacchanal them a little bit. So I want to talk about Carnival and to Carnival 2026 and how it has affected us in terms of how we spend our money, how promoters promoting their money, how they have to raise the prices of their ticket sales, how it affects carnival masqueraders on the whole, steel pan players. Carnival 2026 is to me, it is a bittersweet one. Thank God we are out of the stage of COVID-19 where we can't celebrate Carnival, but at the same time, in 2026, it affects the pockets of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But I want us to go, you know me, I like to delve in a little history. And Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago is the country's biggest and most famous cultural festival, celebrated annually Monday and Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. It's a vibrant, colorful, and energetic event that blends music, dance, costumes, and traditions, reflecting the island's rich multicultural heritage. The origin of Carnival, and I want you to hear the origin. The origin of Carnival dates back in the 18th century during the French colonial period, influenced by European masquerade balls. Enslaved Africans later added their own music, dance, and ritual, creating a fusion of African, French, and Creole traditions. So our music is soca, beat, energetic music central to Carnival today. Calypso, a storytelling genre that often comments on social and political issues. The steel pan invented in Trinidad, the steel pan is a key musical symbol of Carnival. So, I gave only a little history. But I thought the disrespect that we got for Independence Day and Republic Holiday that is all that we was going to get. But little did we know that the disrespect would have further reached to the Carnival. Because here what happens now, funding so many groups, Steel Pan, the Ultimate Soca Champions competition, Red Cross asks for assistance. I don't know what's going to happen with the March Gras yet, because we still have a little time, probably a week and something. But they interfered with the funding. Carnival is something that brings in a lot of revenue. I think the most revenue, beside our oil and gas, brings in the most revenue in terms of tourism into our country. And not only bringing in revenue into our country, but disrespecting the culture, especially steel pan. I so mind if you say I want to take away Brian Lara Stadium and they want to take away Hazy Crawford Stadium because of whatever reasons. Whoever knows. And who I know, well, because I ain't going down in the pine and no courthouse closed. Right? So funding was affected. Some competitions like the Ultimate Soca Championship were initially cancelled due to lack of funding, though there may be government support discussions on the way. How could we have discussions on the way when Carnival is 3 weeks away? When are they going to get time, place, things to facilitate in less than 3 weeks? Because I know the soca, correct me if I'm wrong, it's always Carnival Friday, right? Fantastic Friday. We are less than 3 weeks away from Carnival. So how you could tell me, how in God's grace, you could tell me support discussion still on the way? Blatant disrespect. Because many times, and Mr. Rome would have said, many times they try to approach the Minister of Community and Culture for funding and conversations, and apparently they were ignored. They were ignored the first few times. And let me tell you all this. Last year when they had the Ultimate Soca Championship, the amount of young soca artists that I never knew about, talented young soca artists, were showcased just because of that show. Soca artists that I never even saw in my life. One of them I am very proud to be part of, Sucre, who won the Youth Championship. I had the privilege to be a part of his camp in the 2025 Carnival edition. 2024 into 2025. And nobody, a lot of people did not know who Sucre was. And he came first in the youth. Getting the exposure. This is what Rome was trying to do. Give the young people, because I am telling you all, soca has a mafia. And the mafia is the underdogs and the ones that nobody don't really know, don't get a chance to be aired on the radio or don't get a chance to be seen or heard. So the Ultimate Soca Champion came about because the young underdogs, the young ones that are unseen, were given the chance to showcase their talent and compete on a stage. And you deny these young people, these gifted, talented young people, a chance to showcase themselves again. But I telling all of this is not about money, you know. This is politics. This whole carnival season is not about funding and no money, you know. It's about politics. Because their money does go where they want their money to go, you know. Their money they spend where they want the money to spend. But when it comes to certain activities, and especially in the Port of Spain area, it is shut down. Tell me if I lie. So they say state funding and organization changes have been shifted how carnival events are managed with focus on cost efficiency and community access. All right, they want to say so. In the entertainment sector, government restrictions on major fete venues have caused operational challenges for promoters and event planners, affecting scheduling and logistics. So let's say every year they have this stink and dirty, what's the other fete? Experience, it's ambush. I don't fete, so we really know all them fetes. But let me tell you this. So these people, and let me tell you how promoters plan. So if an event happens today, they take about a 2 weeks rest and they go back to the drawing board within the same or the next month to plan for the following year. That is how they start. So if they have, after they have an event in 2025, they start to plan right after Carnival on how they are going to operate for the following year. So they put their plans into probably Brian Lara Stadium, Casey Crawford Stadium, wherever they had shut down, where they are custom having their fetes. And now, you come at the last minute to tell them, because planning an event takes months to plan. It is a month's planning and months in strategic planning. Because sometimes they have to pay certain fines and certain things months in advance. And you come at the last hour to tell them that they are not allowed to use the stadium. They can't use AC Crawford, they can't use Brian Lara Stadium. For whatever reason, they alone knows. Whoever know, who we know, well, because I know no courthouse close. These venue changes and tighter noise controls could lead to fewer large pets and affect jobs tied to entertainment and event production. So the amount of people that who was accustomed to being paid and employed for these fetes are now cut down to half. Some fetes are not even able to pull off. So some monies that people have made down payments, sometimes they don't get back their money for down payments. Down payments is a down payment. Some people don't get back the money for a down payment. So some monies are lost. Your event is now smaller because a lot of places that hold events are smaller places, and then now time schedule is tighter. So it's causing a squeeze and a stifle in the carnival events that are being portrayed. Cultural and community shifts. The Environmental Management Authority has introduced stronger noise mitigation measures, meaning promoters must plan more carefully to meet new regulations. So they said the Environmental Management, which is the EMA, has introduced stronger noise mitigation measures, meaning promoters must plan more carefully to meet new regulations. But we're going for a break, and when we come back, we're going and delve deeper, because you know who are going and are hitting them, are standing up for my pan men. I'll be hitting them for 60 days. We'll be right back.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budu Singh Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So, whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV. You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
All right, welcome back. So we're talking about carnival and how it affected us, right? So, you know, we have higher costs in event production, including rising prices, alcohol taxes. And I know some of y'all may have gone out there and used to pay $20 for a stout. And now a stout is $28 in the public. If you go to the avenue or you go wherever, you go to a restaurant, you are literally paying 70% more or close to 100% more for beverages. It is putting a financial strain on bands and promoters, potentially reducing participation or registration numbers. And I know a lot of bands, they used to have a people's band, not really a people's band, but it was a band that you pay $500. You pay $500 and you get whatever drinks. I don't think it's premium drinks, but you get, you know, a little rum and whatever. No premium drinks involved. And a lot of people were asking, I saw it on social media, and a lot of people were asking, because people now cannot afford to play mass. A costume, if you want to play with whatever, one of the larger bands, a starting price of a costume is $4,000 something, or probably up to $5,000 something now. And it is very costly. That's a salary for a lot of people. And they had this $500 ban, and I even saw the $500 ban last year while I was on the road. And a lot of people were commenting and commending the $500 ban, that even if drinks had run out, you know, they still had enjoyed themselves to, you know, whatever extreme or, you know, to whatever level. And now that ban cannot facilitate anyone for 2026 due to the high cost taxes in alcohol. I even saw a small ban. She's always on TikTok Live. I always watch her on TikTok Live. She has the karaoke, you know who it is, producer. She has a band karaoke, and she and all was complaining. She said, I want to give you all the same experience I gave you all last year, but a lot of things I have to do, a lot of cutbacks. And with the cutbacks, I may have to, lower the prices of some of the costumes. Because I cannot give you all the type of food that you all got last year and the drinks that you all got last year. There will be limitations to those things. So it's affecting a lot of band leaders, a lot of promoters. Because as a promoter, and I was listening to one of the promoters from he works in a radio station. And he has a radio station himself. And I heard him on an interview, and he said it breaks his heart, even though his tickets is be a little expensive too. It doesn't matter, tax or no tax. But his tickets is be a little expensive on a whole. But he said it broke his heart to know that he has to raise the ticket price again, once again this year, because of the amount of money that they're getting taxed hard. Promoters getting taxed hard in terms of their bars. So it really affects. It's a whole domino effect. It affects from the top, come straight down to the poor man's pocket. The changes in funding and venues could affect revenue and jobs in sectors that typically benefit from Carnival, such as tourism, hospitality, and entertainment. And if you all did not know, hotels were complaining, especially hotels were complaining about a lot of people calling and cancelling on coming to Trinidad for Carnival because they cannot afford, and hotel prices, I believe, has gone up as well. So they cannot afford the amount of money for the costumes, the amount of money for the fetes that they are accustomed going to. It's costing them a lot. So it's affecting, not only affecting us, but it's affecting the tourism as well in Trinidad. Hospitality, it is affecting, and entertainment. And I want to give hats off, and I'm very, very proud. I'm a proud cousin to say I'm proud that my cousin gave a free show yesterday in the Savannah. I'm very proud of her. A soil of Toko, a beautiful soil of Toko. I am very, very proud of Patrice Roberts. I called her mother this morning to tell her, oh gosh, even though I was not able to make it because of, I have my priorities that I need to put in front, but I want to give hats off to my beloved cousin for that free show. And she did say the reason being, and I heard about her having a show long last year, but we had to keep it a secret. And she said the reason being, she told her mother that she cannot sit down there and have a show that she's accustomed having every year and taking money from people that are unemployed today in Trinidad and Tobago, those that lost their jobs, those that are home and cannot find work at this point in time. And I'm happy to, bring it out to the open now. And she said, Mommy, I can't do that. She said, I can't see the people that are accustomed supporting me suffering, and I have to take their money. So she gave them a show of a lifetime. I'm sorry I was not there. She gave them a show of a lifetime last night. Even though the rain fell, it did not stop people from going. They say rain does only stop cricket. The people came out and they gave their support. So love and blessings to my beloved family member. All right, so we're moving forward. In short, Carnival 2026 is undergoing budget restructuring, venue and noise regulations, and funding challenges, all of which are reshaping how events are staged and could influence economic and cultural participation this year. In 2025, several state-owned companies in Trinidad and Tobago terminated sponsorship. So we're going down now. So we're going down a little lower. They terminated sponsorship agreements with prominent steel bands, citing the need to reevaluate contracts and shift towards self-sufficiency for the bands. The withdrawals, which took effect in September and November of 2025, sparked concern over financial stability over the local pan movement. Key companies and affected steel bands and National Gas (NGC) terminated sponsorship for Couva Joylanders, Labre Nightingales, and Tobago's Steel Explosion, effective September 11, 2025. Heritage Petroleum Company discontinued its sponsorship with Skiffle Bunch Steel Orchestra and Superior Deltones, effective December 27, 2025. And the reasons for sponsorship cut, they said, they have to reevaluate. They have reevaluation of contracts. NGC cited Article 7B of the agreement, allowing for termination for convenience, and noted that continuing the sponsorship was no longer viable for the company. Strategic shift. NGC indicated a shift from direct financial support to capacity building, aiming to help bands become self-sustaining through workshops on management and financial independence. But this is what I want to say. I want to say, even though if you have to take sponsorship from these steel bands, the time that you did it was a slap in the face. Because this should have been done long before. Knowing that in the December the 27th, you all heard December 27th, in January. Saturday, I believe, tomorrow, I believe, is prelims. So you are telling me in a month's time before you see prelims, because you have to fund for jerseys, you have to pay the arranger, they have to pay for refreshments, some of them have to pay rent, because a lot of pan bands are still, they don't own their own homes. Tango Despots got their own home, Renegades has their own home, I believe Skiffle Bunch has their own home. These other bands, larger bands and small bands, has to pay rent. So now they are in the crossroads of how are they going to survive? And I think these things were not put into consideration. I think they should have allowed it for 2026. And after the carnival, if you decide that you do not want to sponsor anymore, you do it after the 2026 carnival. Not on the 27th, not in September, not in November, when bands started practicing. A lot of bands started practicing very early to work on their weak points, to clean up little areas that they need to clean up. And you cannot tell me before the carnival season, a month before the 27th, less than a month, you are telling me, prelims, I believe, I can stand corrected, prelims is tomorrow. And you are telling me that you took sponsorship from these young, aspiring pan players. This could have been done after carnival. I'm not telling all they what to do with all this sponsorship, you know. If all they want to take all this sponsorship, so well, fine. But you could have done that after carnival, moving along with the same, teaching them how to self-sustain and do workshop management. And you could have done that throughout the year after carnival. That would have been a better plan to do than you literally, partially took bread and butter out of these people's mouths. Because what I believe, some of the bands cannot participate due to no funding. to get funding for a band, every carnival is a lot of money. Because you have to pay trucks to transport these pans, which cost a lot of money. Some of these pan players who come from far have to get transportation. They have to get uniforms. Uniforms ain't cheap. And when you're coming good for finals, you have to come good. And you're not talking about props. These things cost money. So taking the sponsorship away from these people is a slap in the face, especially less than a month away. This could have been done if you want to do it at the ending of February or you wanted to do it in March, so well be it. But don't do that less than a month before or a month and something before when pan players, arrangers, you know how hard it is for an arranger to sit down and score music. Scoring music not easy, you know. That is a night and day job. And to do that to them with not even a sorry is a slap in the face. So we'll go further. Economic pressures. Discussions surrounding the cuts mention internal budget constraints, and I just said that, and the need for fiscal prudence among state enterprises. Financial strain. The withdrawal of funds poses challenges for bands to cover operational expenses, such as repairing instruments, renting panyards, as I just said, and paying arrangers. Arranger ain't cheap, eh? Especially if it's a good arranger. They're not cheap. You have to pay them many thousands of dollars. So when you do this to these people, you are putting them in a hole where they will not be able to sustain themselves. And it is very disheartening to know that any of these bands that were affected by the sponsorship cannot play for Panorama. It will be very disheartening. Because let me tell you something. You see a pan player, they don't play, half of them don't play for money, you know. They play from the soul, for the love of it, for the love of pan. And to know that that is being taken away from you, and now you have to sit down on the sideline or sit down at home and watch your colleagues and other people from other pan bands playing, and you can't play because your band have no money. It's heartbreaking. So the government response was, the government announced $2.3 million in funding for 145 to 147 unsponsored steel bands to assist with preparations for the 2025 Panorama Carnival season. The industry concerned, Pan Trimbago and other officials expressed concern over the loss of long-term corporate partnerships and the potential negative impact on community-based cultural institutions. So when this happens, sometimes because there's no sponsorship and there's no money to sustain a steel band, sometimes it makes the band go into hiatus. And what we did not put in perspective, and I brought a guest here today, he said a lot of troubled youths and youths that are easily influenced to getting themselves in trouble had resorted to pan as their refuge and their way out of the negative life. So when you take that away from them, you take away one of the hopes, or probably the only hope that troubled youngster had as a refuge to console them and to help them in whatever life that they're experiencing at home. And you took that away without even thinking how it's going to affect the young people who use the steel pan as a way out. We didn't put that in perspective. We didn't think about that. For whatever reason, whatever real reason, that was the case. That should have been done after Carnival 2026. Despite these cuts, some, such as Pantrimbago, noted that the organization remains in steady financial position to support its members. So at least we have Pantrimbago there, but how much Pantrimbago could do? There's so much Pantrimbago could do. And how long could Pantrimbago sustain these bans? It's as how long they can go. The key responses and position for the Pantrimbago, they said they're extremely worried and alarmed. Pantrimbago described the sudden termination of sponsorship for the bands. They said it's a devastating blow and a regrettable lack of consideration. It was a slap in the face. And what we have to understand is, even though playing mass is part of our culture, the pan is who we are. The pan represents us everywhere we go, all over the world. There are people all over the world that are fascinated by that instrument, trying to figure out where this song is coming from. You can hear our steel pan in different movies, international movies. Because of the remarkable, it is an amazing, unexplainable instrument. And treating them like that, you ain't disrespect them alone, you know. You disrespect the national instrument. So we're going for a break, and when we come back, we're going more in depth and we're talking more. This is very festive, but we still have to talk about the real issues. We'll be right back.
You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budusing Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So, whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV.
When security matters most, choose Catch Security Services Limited. We are proudly approved by the Ministry of Homeland Security. We protect your home, business, community, and much more. Our services include professional baton and armed officers, specialized K-9 units, mobile patrols, secure cash pickups, secure transport, and pepper spray applications and supply coming soon. Don't wait. Secure your assets now. Contact Catch Security today. Call 622-6601, email info@cssl-tt.com, or visit our office at 30-32 Saddle Road, Maraval.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
All right, so welcome back. Welcome back. It's Bridging the Gap. And we know we're talking about Carnival and how it's affecting us in 2026. And we got some exclusive information straight from the founder of the Ultimate Soca Champion. This is Romy Rome. And he gave us some information, insight on what he experienced in getting funding for, to make it happen in 2026. So, director, play the exclusive that he gave to Real TV here today, coming straight from Rome. Play, director.
We would have reached out to the Minister of Culture and Community Development and to the NCC requesting meetings. We knew the economic climate wasn't the same, and we offered to work with them in terms of a new budget and working with whatever they could afford to help to keep the project alive based on the successes that we would have had last year. But up till today, we still haven't heard anything from them, and time is getting nearer. So in order for us to put on a proper product of the standard that we had last year, we decided that we would not do it this year, in the hope that next year we could get that support from the ministry, from the NCC, to put on the project again, because we definitely think it's something that is, we know that is something that is needed in the space, in the carnival landscape, in terms of developing the artists, in terms of developing soca music as a whole. We saw the success that we had last year with the Ultimate Soca Champion. We saw that graduating class
Right, so we are back, and that was exclusive information from Rome. And you know what? And he said something that was very vital. And he spoke about the young talents and the young people that, were bombarding him and telling him, well, we're going on with the soccer monarch, we want to take part in it. And, it was very disheartening for him to tell them that there's no ultimate soccer champions this year. And the thing is, what we need to understand, Trinidad and Tobago culture is not only about the Monday and Tuesday, but it goes far beyond. It goes far beyond in terms of there are so many talented people, not only in the soccer world, but in other talents by extension that helps flourish the carnival season. And when these people are denied, it sometimes gives them some sort of discouragement to move forward. And a lot of them, I'm sure, got discouraged this year knowing that they were not given the opportunity to showcase their music in this particular competition. And what I want to say is, instead of us fighting down each other or fighting down the culture, we have to learn to work with the culture. And in order for you to work with the culture, you have to first understand the culture. Because the only way you would not be able to work with the culture is if you do not sit down and understand how our carnival culture is and how it portrays itself and how it displays and carry on throughout the period. And what we need to start doing, and I'm pleading with our government, our present administration, throughout your tenure, please take time and sit down in different parts, different departments of the carnival culture, and understand how the culture runs its departments. Masqueraders, promoters, young soccer artists, pan men, wire benders. Because all of these different departments of the carnival culture makes a big contribution. They are all connected. Because they need wire benders for carnival. Wire benders and all, we do not show much appreciation for. Today, so many people look for wire benders because now these girls like to wear wire bras and looking for wire benders. But because of lack of appreciation, they no longer want to take part in the carnival celebration. We have to appreciate all the people that contribute towards the carnival season. And I'm pleading with our current administration. The only way you will appreciate the culture, you have to first understand the culture. So we're going for a break, and when we come back, we have more on Bridging the Gap. It's carnival season.
You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Join me, your host Smitty, on A Man's Perspective, right here on Real TV from 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday. Keep it locked.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
So welcome back. And we're on the next segment of Bridging the Gap. So we touch on the things that affected us. We heard from Rome himself. He sent us an exclusive voice note to the Real TV family, Bridging the Gap family. He sent an exclusive voice note. And those who had missed it, we'll play it over for you guys again coming down to the end of the show. And it is very vital because he really spoke about, you know, the young talents that we have in Trinidad and Tobago and those that, you know, were affected, disappointed. But what, you know, he also spoke about what they can do better in terms of making it a better soccer competition for 2027 and working alongside with the current administration of Trinidad and Tobago. So I want to touch on something, but before we go, we have a calendar event. So it's a Kaiso Showcase Calypso tent, which is the grand opening tonight, which happens in Naparima Bowl. We also have tonight, there is Kaiso Caravan Calypso tent, which is Judges Night in the Sports Entertainment Center in Malabar. So all this falls under TUCO. Right? So I will tell you all later what other events the NCC is having in the Port of Spain area. For those that are interested, that want to know, but I know some of y'all tomorrow will be pan hopping for the prelims. I'm a pan hopper. I love to pan up. And I am telling everybody, I am a proud fan of BP Renegades. And I love BP Renegades very bad, but I also give my support to the other bands in the Port of Spain area because I love pan. I didn't really like pan long time, and I just grew to love pan because, you know, it's just something sweet and unusual to listen to because the pan speaks in its own language. So I want to talk about something. So we in the carnival season, we talk about different things that affect, but we have to talk about us dealing with the carnival season. And we are going into the carnival season, and I want us to take things take things to heed. Because during the carnival season, there is a high rise in accidents due to drunk driving. And when you are drunk driving, a lot of us tend to fall asleep behind the wheel. So in the carnival season, while we're in the carnival season, I'm going to tell you something. Let us be mindful of the amount of alcohol we intake. Well, alcohol expensive, so nobody has no money. All of me broken. So limit your drinks. Drinks expensive outside. Or if you have to carry a cooler, limit what you drink. Be mindful. Do not overdrink. Exceed in drinking. Please and thank you. Because we have too many road fatalities. And let me tell you something. One of the most dangerous things to do is fall asleep behind a wheel. And I can tell you that as a fact. So let us be mindful of that. And as well as we have to be mindful of our safety for carnival. We know our crime situation is very high. High in the sky. Be mindful of the things where you park. All of these things we have to think about and put into consideration for the carnival season. Because too many of us always like to park in places, and especially in dark corners, because only thirsty for a park to reach in the fete on time. And then when you come out, sometimes you just only meet the spot, or you are robbed, which is so unfortunate. And talking about rob, I will move aside. A lady got robbed today, which is very sad. But why are you jogging at 2:20 p.m. on Chancellor? That's a question I want to ask you. Please be mindful. These are the things you have to be mindful of. Your safety. Who jogs up in Chancellor at 2:20 p.m.? You and the Holy Spirit knows, but I am very sorry and disheartened to know that you went through that ordeal today, not today, yesterday. Yesterday up on Lady Chancellor. Very, I'm very sorry to hear that. But at the end of the day, please let us be smart. Because in everything that we do for the carnival season, we have to be smart. Too many of us. And what I don't like to see, and I see it a lot in these little fetes, not little fetes, them big fetes, where you see a lot of young people coming out of the fetes, lying down on the ground, drunk like a fish, ain't know themselves. Lie down, the friends go on and leave them. The friends can't find them. Lie down on the grass and the roadway. I see it every single year. And if I was one of them, I would have feel shame to see myself. I would have feel ashamed. Because one thing with me, if I had to get a ride home, I just move Tizik. My director can tell you that. You see, to go home, I just move Tizik. I just want to make sure my driver close by. Because too many of us, we get alcohol giddy. And make it worse, there's these pills, the Molly and the Molly and the Polly and Shirley, that all they like to pop and drink with alcohol in these fetes. And then when the fete done, you in the hot sunlight down in the roadway. When we go out there, we have to be smart. We have to be smart all year. Be mindful of the things that we do for the carnival season. I ain't too big on carnival. Carnival is not my thing. I'm an Easter baby. I'm an Easter child. I like Easter. But at the same time, they are carnival lovers. And what I have to tell you all too, we don't know what is going to happen with the state of our economy come this year. Please let us utilize our money wisely. Because now fets that used to be $2,000, I am seeing tickets that are coming up on my phone that are now $2,800 for a ticket for one day, for about 5 hours. $2,800. I can't tell all what to do with all the money, you know, because it have some people, Carnival is their Christmas. I have family members that do not celebrate Christmas and will take all their money and go to all the all-inclusives and pay mass because that's their Christmas. To each his own, every bread have his own cheese. But the state of our economy is very questionable. So please be mindful of how you spend your money. Because you know what happened? Well, I know Island Finance and these other places, they're smiling for Carnival. Right now, they're in the glee. Them's now seeing Christmas. But what is really sad is when Ash Wednesday reach, you're getting a call on your phone to remind you, please don't forget to pay your standing order, your over-the-counter payment of however is the installment every month. And then you know what has happened? You just get instant gripe in your belly. Because you wanted to play mass, you want to be in the mix. Not prioritizing what is important to you. Ash Wednesday come, you sit down on the beach and you're studying how you're going to pay your installment when the month comes. Or how you're going to pay the money lender. Because you know money lender is money sharks. And when they're coming for you, they're coming for you. Eh? They may not have no mercy. So all of these things we have to be mindful of in the carnival season. And the next thing, what is very disgraceful, that is why I don't like to go and see mass carnival Monday and Tuesday. I don't like to see nakedness. I don't like to go outside and see nobody naked. If I go there, I go in for a line. I go in and sit down and line. Carnival is no longer, I can't go and pay money to go and sit down in the grandstand to go and watch bikini and beads, you know. That ain't making no sense. And if we really look at it, these costumes are recycled. Pay attention to these costumes every year. Take out a picture of these big large bands and you will see most of them are recycled. We going for a break? When we go for a break, I'm coming back. We're coming back and we're talking more.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life. Because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance, is thermally and acoustically insulated, provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Hi, I'm Zalisa Budusing Rupani, and I'm inviting you to join me for Conversations with Zalisa right here on Real TV. It's not just another talk show, it's a space for real stories, real insight, and real impact. We cover it all: health, law, parenting, relationships, drug and substance abuse, mental health, social issues, and so much more, with expert guests who help bring clarity to life's most important questions. So whether you're looking to be informed, empowered, or simply inspired, this show is for you. Weekdays at 10 a.m. with repeats on Real TV. You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
So we're back. And we're talking about a little bit, we're touching on a little bit on everything, and we're talking about safety tips, because I want to make sure safety tips is something that we let it be known to the people in the public. And what I want people to understand, you see, traveling in groups is very important. Go with friends or family and establish clear meeting points. Because you know, in effect, it is inevitable. You must bounce up a friend. You go with your friends, you know, but you bounce up a friend, probably a partner from long donkey years, a schoolmate, and you end up losing whoever you came with. But before you go into these places, establish a meeting point. So say here what? If you miss me, meet me here by the corn soup man. When the party over, meet me here by the corn soup man. Establish points where it will be beneficial for everybody in the group. Because I'm telling you, any fete you go, it's nobody in a fete that went as a group and everybody stay together. Because you must use the toilet and you bounce up somebody and they stand up and they all talk. I am one of them. I will take a walk because I can't stand up in one spot. I will take a walk through and I must see about 10 people. And I stand up with each person for about 5 to 10 minutes talking. But they always know if the party done and they come back and meet us, make sure you meet us by so-and-so booth or by so-and-so food stall. We always establish a meeting point because it is not always the case where you can get through with a call in an event because everybody trying to make a call at the same time. Or sometimes your battery dead. Or sometimes your phone lost. Like me, I always losing a phone. If I losing a glasses, I losing a phone. So one like me, give me a meeting point. Plan transport. Pre-rearrange rides and designate a sober driver. Avoid using unfamiliar PH private hire cars if possible. That is why I am really happy and I always salute. You see TTRS? I see Queen at TTRS. I don't go to no event if I'm not getting pickup. I don't like to drive to, if I have a vehicle, I don't like to drive to events. Even especially if I have to drink a 1 beer and 2 beer because I kind of lightweight. I real lightweight. So I would not drive to events. But TTRS is always there if you need them at any hour in any event. Any day, any time, if you have to go even on the avenue, TTRS is there. So all of that you can use at TTRS. There's Travi. There's another one that my sister-in-law told me about the other day. I was not familiar with. So the next thing is minimize valuables. Wear minimal jewelry. Carry little cash. Use cards. And consider an older phone. I just carry my mother, me too. But she just call it the ping phone. My mother have a ping phone, the screen not even working. But once I can dial, that is important. Because I am a person, I lose phone just fall from me. I'm very careless with phone. So all of these things you have to think about. All of these girls who like to wear the flashy gold. They want to wear the slave band. You want to wear your gold chain. Let me tell you something. The hungry pickpocketers is outside. Them pests and them outside, they're looking for you, you know. The outside there. Secure your home. Take precautions to protect your property while you're out. Like the man who went out to the party. Robert, if you can remember that story. And saw the homeless man sleeping on his bed. And he did not secure his home. Because there were no forced entry. But because there were movements and the camera gave off a vibration to his phone, he was able to know that somebody was in his compound. And when he went home to inquire, there was a homeless man sleeping on his bed. This happened last month. Comfortable, cozy, sleeping on his bed. Always stay aware. So when you're at events, stay aware. Be conscious of your surroundings and avoid isolated spots. And stay in well-lit, populated areas. Well, you know somehow I go include myself. You know when you know long time days when you bounce up a little boo. You hear a little long time fire stick. And you want to go in the corner, in the dark corner and talk. I not in that. Talk to me in the light where everybody could see me. All of these things, think about that. Watch your drink. You know when all the fetting and the wine sweet. And all you hear the marshals and the young brothers and the whoever, the second stars and them come out. And they sing the song and the wine sweet. You tend to put on your drink. You cannot trust nobody out here. You can't even trust your own shadow. So be careful of the drinks that you rest down and you turn your back. If I turn my back on a drink, I don't want that drink again. That is how I am personally. And let me tell you this, I will tell you this joke. Well, it's not really a joke. It's something that brought awareness to me. And year before last year, I went to an event, a workday event during the week. And my cousin was performing, and I went backstage to see her perform. And she had her cup in her hand. And while she was there, you know, little cousin, you're trying to fix her clothes and things before, make sure she's good before she go on the stage. And a lot of people stretched out their hands to take her drink from her before she goes on the stage. Because she went on the stage with her drink in her hand. And she refused everybody that was around her, and these are people that she acquainted with, she refused handing them that drink, and she handed the drink to me. And I said, but what you want me a drink for? And she said, even though I have people around me, I trust no one. Those were her words. I don't trust anybody. Not with your drink, with your food, nothing. And that kind of raised awareness to me that you can't even trust your own friends with your drink and your food. You have to be very mindful. So take what you drink, take extra precautions and things like these. If you turn your back, do not drink it again. Leave it there or throw it away. That might be a sign for you to stop drink. Control alcohol, do not overindulge, and I said that before, to the point of losing awareness. Because it tends to happen. Protect your belongings, keep your wallets and your phone secure, preferably in your front pockets. You know, always some men. I don't understand. I don't know if it's a comfort thing. Why you like to put your wallet in your back pocket? I don't understand it. A lot of men like to put their wallets in their back pocket. I don't know if it's a comfort thing. I don't know if somebody can help me with that, but I don't know. But keep your wallets in your front pocket or in a small bag where you can grasp. So you know you have the mail pouches that you always put in the front. Men just put the mail pouches in the front. Put your wallet there where you can secure it, even though it's has some of them banded, the real, the smart, you know, they like to cut strap. So all of that, you have to be mindful. Make sure you hold on tight. Know what to do. If harassed, to find help, the police, the hotel. Police, hotel. If lost, go to a police officer. That is me. As a child, I just get like a child. If I lost, I go in straight to the police. For your children, identification. Use wristbands or tags with name, contact number, and address. One like me, long time, I was a child that used to stray badly, even in stores. I had this thing, I used to find comfort going in between clothes and hiding because it used to feel cold and cozy. But carnival time or anywhere, I had a leash. My mother had a leash for me. Because I was a child, I used to stray bad. If I see something pretty, I used to walk away and stray. So make sure you use wristband tags with name, contact number, and address. And even if the child is stray bad, buy them a leash. They got the leash now with the book bags. And the leash is connected to your wrist. Get that for your children. Teach them rules. Instruct kids to stay with adults. Identify helpers like uniform officers. And what to do if separated. Stay together. Keep your children close and never let them go to public washrooms alone. Plenty parents do that. All right, here watching you. Plenty parents do that. Only lucky children that is not America, you know. Because some of the children would have been on a milk cartoon. Plenty of the children would have been on a milk box. So we're going for a break. When we come back, we have more Bridget Hiccup. Stay tuned.
You're viewing Real TV. Thanks for choosing us.
Macon Construction Company Limited. Save big whilst building stronger. We build with our Macon innovative building systems, which provides high wind speed, earthquake, sea blast and fire resistance. Is thermally and acoustically insulated. Provides improved construction timelines and cost savings. We provide construction services from design to finish and everything in between. Macon Construction Company Limited. Building green today with tomorrow's technology. Contact or visit us today.
Ready to take your sales career to the next level? If you have a passion for connecting with clients, building meaningful relationships, and delivering results, we want you on our team. Join a dynamic, motivated environment where your experience matters, your ideas are valued, and and your drive defines your success. Step into a role with real opportunity. Join the sales team at Real TV, where your future begins.
Call us today at 2926470 or WhatsApp us at 3847142. You can also send an email to realtv.corporate@gmail.com.
Welcome to the Power Play, the most exciting period in sport. Join us every Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. as we bring to you all things sport. We break down football, cricket, basketball, all the latest sports in the Caribbean and of course across the world, right here on Real TV, your station for local sport. Real to the heart, local to the core.
You're viewing Real TV, ultimate in programming. Thanks for choosing us.
Right, so we're coming down to the nitty-gritty of the tips, and this is for driving and vehicles. Lock your doors. Keep car door locked, even when moving. You know, some people like to keep all the car door open. Lock your doors while driving. A lot of people like to open your car door and snatch, especially those who like to wear big gold chain, because, you know, there's hot boy and hot girl in the city. So make sure that your car doors are locked. Park safely. Use well-lit, secure car parks and don't leave valuables visible. Like your laptop. Who like to leave their laptop bag? Even though your laptop in the laptop bag, they know what a laptop bag look like. You put those things in the trunk. Put every living thing that you know that is valuable. Please put them in the trunk. Do not leave it in the visible sight for these pests. Be vigilant. Have your keys ready when approaching your car and watch for suspicious activity. And me now, I just watch everybody like a hawk. Everybody to me is a suspect. I ain't care who you be. You walk behind me too long, you're a suspect. I ain't trust nobody at all. So these are the carnival tips. And this is about carnival edition. We'll have more carnival vibes for you. I want to bring in some, you know, calypsonians and stuff, you know, for you to talk to and get insights with them. Because carnival is we. We are the people that makes carnival beautiful. But at the same time, we have to work together and live together in harmony. We please, I'm begging for the government, please understand the carnival culture in order to, you will know how to move better with the people of the carnival culture. Please, carnival is us. We are the ones that create the beauty of carnival. So we are going back into room. Thank you for staying with me. This is Bridget Nicap. This is Friday. You all have a beautiful weekend. Well, this is working weekend for me. I'm working whole weekend. So have a beautiful weekend. Be safe on the nation's road. If you are going to any fests, any events, please be safe. Please be vigilant. Love, blessings, unity. Be with God. Toodles.
We would have reached out to the Minister of Culture and Community Development and to the NCC requesting meetings. We knew the economic climate wasn't the same, and we offered to work with them in terms of a new budget and working with whatever they could afford to help to keep the project alive based on the successes that we would have had last year. But up till today, we still haven't heard anything from them, and time is getting nearer. So in order for us to put on a proper product of the standard that we had last year, we decided that we would not do it this year in the hope that next year we could get that support from the ministry, from the NCC to put on the project again, because we definitely think it's something that is, we don't think, we know that is something that is needed in the space, in the carnival landscape, in terms of developing the artists, in terms of developing soca music as a whole. We saw the success that we had last year with the Ultimate Soca Champion. We saw that graduating class of the young artists who were there. We saw the successes that they are seeing this year. We're seeing Sucre, who is the lead singer for the Evolution Band. We are seeing Anika Berry, who people would not have known before last year. Now she is really, really popular, has another hit song this year in the carnival landscape. We are seeing Christo, who, again, he got that platform last year. Now he has a hit song in carnival. We have seen people like Christina James, who is now one of the frontline singers for the A-Team band, and so many of the younger artists who have benefited from the platform, and even the larger artists, we are seeing that they are getting a lot of gigs outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and these platforms give the artists the showcase that they need to display their talent. From the data that we have, the show was viewed between social media and television broadcast over 1 million views on the different episodes that we would have put out throughout the season. So we know the successes, we know the eyes that it draws, and we know the need for it. And if we look back at competitions in the past, the International Soca Monarch and Synergy Soca Star were both platforms that would have given the younger artists and the bigger artists platforms that propelled their careers. So you would have seen people like Voice, Pretty, Second Star, Ulfanaz, even Trinidad Killer, who would have passed through Soca Star, Synergy Soca Star, and then you would see them launch pad their careers off of that. And then we had artists who went through the International Soca Monarch, and when they would have won the title, then that would have taken them to travel the entire world with it and given them that prestige. So those competitions do help to develop the artists. And we see that with all the other competitions. I mean, the Chutney Soca Monarch is still on. You still have the Calypso competition still on. You still have X-Tempo. All of these things are competitions in itself. You still have Young Kings. All of these things, people know that the competitions, the artists look forward to, and it gives them platforms. So we were really, really disappointed that we weren't supported this year with the project, because we know that the soca artists need it. Every time I go out backstage, the artists ask me, so is the competition happening this year? What is taking place? They're excited. They want to be a part of it, and they think that is needed, and they definitely want it. So we're hoping to work with the ministry and the NCC in this coming year early, so that we could get the funding to move ahead and do it in 2027 in a proper way. And we're hoping that the artists could benefit from it moving forward. In terms of us funding it on our own, this is something that is brand new. We would have had to develop this thing from scratch, because the previous competition that was there, they didn't have the competition for a while, and we had to resurrect a competition like this. And in its formative years, you would need that governmental support. So yes, we have been reaching out to the private sector, and the private sector is willing to assist and to help us, but the magnitude of this effort is going to need that government support. So we're asking the government to give us that support to help to develop not only this competition, but the artists and the soca music genre as a whole. So looking forward to next year, what we're going to do is start reaching out to corporate Trinidad and Tobago early, and start to see if we could get that engagement with the ministry earlier and with the NCC earlier, to see what budgets they are able to work with. Again, we're reiterating that we are willing to work with them in terms of adjusting budgets, just to make sure that we have the platform available for the artists to develop themselves. Another big aspect of Ultimate Soca Champion that was different from previous competitions is that we had something called Soca School, which we were using to develop the artists holistically. So it wasn't only about just them going and singing on stage, but we were teaching them financial literacy, we were teaching them vocal training, performance training, how to manage. We were even training their managers, how to manage the artists, how to carry about themselves, how to put things in place for their future, so that when the artists do fall into illness later on in life or retirement, they don't have to be going out to have a fundraiser to raise funds for that. So we were helping to develop them holistically. So this is something not only just go and jump up on a stage, it is us developing the artists and developing soca music to be able to export this globally. We also saw successes from Paris Coutain, who would have made the final in the Youth Soca Champion category, and now he has a collaboration with Marsha Montano as a result. So you can see that a lot of people would have gotten a moment to shine and show their talent, and were recognized not only locally but internationally because of the competition.